In a playoff series already buzzing with tension, Game 1 between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Florida Panthers delivered drama that stretched far beyond the scoreboard. Leafs fans and the entire hockey community held their breath when goalie Anthony Stolarz'S left the ice following a frightening collision, overshadowing the team's gritty victory and raising urgent questions about his future availability. Now, with fresh updates from Toronto, here's the complete story behind the incident and what it means for the Maple Leafs' postseason run. The incident, playoff intensity turns perilous hockey playoffs, are known for their intensity, but no one wants to see that lead to players' health being put at risk. That's exactly what happened midway through the second period, when Anthony Stolarz'S, coming off a strong start to his postseason, was struck in the head by the elbow of Panthers forward Sam Bennett. Despite the heavy blow, Stolarz'S tried to shake it off and remained on the ice for a short stint. However, things escalated quickly. Shortly before a Leafs power play, Stolarz'S started to feel visibly unwell on the bench. It was serious enough that team medical staff immediately intervened and he exited the game, sending shockwaves through Scotiabank Arena and triggering concerns on both benches. Emergency response, hospitalization, and first reports as the action continued on the ice. Behind the scenes, Stolarz'S condition demanded urgent attention. He was transported on a stretcher out of the arena during the third period, a sight that alarmed fans and teammates alike. Jay Rosehill of the Nation Network was the first to break the news that Stolarz'S had been taken to a local hospital for a full evaluation. In playoff hockey, where every goalie can make or break a series, seeing your starter taken away under such circumstances is a nightmare scenario. Not only for the Leafs bench, but for anyone watching. Next man, Woll, steps into the spotlight. In the wake of Stolarz'S departure, Toronto was forced to scramble. Joseph Woll, who hadn't seen game action since April 17th, was tapped to take over in the high-pressure cauldron of playoff against the defending Stanley Cup champions no less. With virtually no time to mentally prepare, Woll stopped 17 out of 20 shots. While the numbers themselves tell only part of the story, his poise under pressure was undeniable. Morgan Riley later summed up the situation. "You don't want anyone to leave the game, but we have faith in our team and our players. I thought Joe came in and played." Meanwhile, Dennis Hildeby, listed as the Leafs' third goalie that night, backed up Woll for the remainder of the contest. The net-minding shuffle added another layer of tension in a game that already felt like it was teetering on a knife's edge. The Stolarz'S story, a playoff run cut short. Anthony Stolarz'S entered these playoffs with momentum. Through 6 games, he had earned a 4-2 record, boasted a .901 save percentage, and sported an impressive 2.21 goals against average, all while facing stiff competition. Against his former team, the Florida Panthers, he had stopped 8 of 9 shots before the incident cut his night short. News of his release from the hospital brought relief to the Leafs community. Early speculation about the seriousness of his injury swirled, but the official word is that Stolarz'S is now at home and resting, a positive note for his recovery. However, what remains unclear is the specific nature and severity of the injury, or how long the Leafs may be without their postseason number. Head coach Craig Berube was transparent with his frustration regarding the play that sidelined Stolarz'S. He harshly criticized the lack of a penalty for Bennett's elbow, following up with stern remarks to the press. "We weren't happy there was no call," Berube stated. The Leafs locker room echoed those sentiments, but their focus now shifts to what comes. League reaction. Bennett escapes further discipline, a twist in this. Despite noticeable outrage from Leafs fans and their coaching staff, Sam Bennett is not expected to face any supplemental discipline from the NHL for the hit on Stolarz'S. This decision has fueled lively debate in the hockey world about player safety and the standards of officiating in high-stakes playoff matches. While some analysts agree that Bennett's elbow may not have warranted a suspension, others believe the NHL missed a chance to set a stronger example. Either way, the message is the Maple Leafs will have to respond on the ice, not in. What's next for goalie? Ahead of Game 2 with rapidly approaching, the Leafs face a major question mark in net. All signs point to Joseph Woll making his first postseason start this year, as Stolarz'S timeline for return remains up in the air. There's a measure of optimism. Stolarz'S leaving the hospital and resting at home is good news, but it doesn't erase Toronto's anxiety about their goaltending depth against a formidable Panther. Regardless of the circumstances, the team's confidence remains high. "We have all the faith in the world in Joe Riley." Still, with Hildeby as backup, the Leafs' goaltending landscape has suddenly become the story to watch as the playoff. A team rallies around its net. Toronto emerged victorious in Game 1, but the real battle is With Anthony Stolarz'S health status in the spotlight and Joseph Woll stepping into the fray, the Leafs' postseason journey is loaded with uncertainty, resilience, and a renewed sense. What's your take, hockey fans? Can Joseph Woll step up as the Leafs' main? How concerned are you about Stolarz'S recovery? And do you think Bennett deserved a tough? Drop your comments below and smash that like button if you're rooting for a strong Toronto run. Stay tuned for more updates and playoff breakdowns as the journey continues.